Hey, how's everybody doing, man? The message today is right where you are. That's where God meets us, right where you are. I'm going to read out of God's Word, Revelation 22:17. And the Spirit and the bride say, Come. And let him who hears say, Come. And let him who thirsts come. Whoever desires, let him take the water of life freely. And this is probably the one message, it's absolutely the greatest message that I ever received, and the one that I love talking about the most, especially since a lot of my friends always feel like I used to, that they're unworthy, right? But God, He's amazing, man. He's unable to see the ugly in us. He doesn't see it, right? And about the only human example I ever had of that perfectly was my chaplain Moo. He was unable to see ugly in the men that God placed in his life, right? And God meets us right where we are. Let me read this again. Revelation 22:17. And the Spirit and the bride say, Come. And let him who hears say, Come. And let him who thirsts come. Whoever desires, let him take the water of life freely. God meets each one of us right where we are. He doesn't say, clean up, then come. No, man. He says, come. And what he has to offer is for free. So, of course, you just come. You just show up, right? And God becomes the change in us as we exert the energy to get to know him and read his word and pray and begin to place people in our lives that are doing the same thing and heading in the same direction, right? Let me read this one more time. Revelation 22:17. And the Spirit and the bride say, Come. And let him who hears say, Come. And let him who thirsts come. Whoever desires, let him take the water of life freely. And God has called us. When God touches us, right? When God meets us right where we are, he's going to begin to use us right where we are. In the middle of our messes, he knows how to use that to reach other people. Only God knows how to do that, right? I'm standing in the, I don't really know what they call it now, Welcome Center. If you show up and you're new at the church, right? And I had a whole family come visit yesterday. And that family, after church, was in here getting acclimated with the church. And there's people in here prepared to receive you when you show up for church, and they let you know what the church is about and how things are laid out and all that, right? It's one of the most welcoming places that I've ever participated in church. God met me right where I was after I drank a baby jar of liquid PCP. And a whole lot of things should have happened that didn't happen. And God had a purpose for my life back in April of 1994 when things should have been irreversible. God saw to it that I walked out of that hospital, and 28 years later placed me standing here reading out of his word. cannot imagine any kind of God that doesn't meet us right where we are. It's kind of like all my friends who believe that they're unworthy because of the messes in their own life, right? Well, I walk a pretty good life, right? I walk a pretty straight life, and it's still messy. It just is, man. We're here in the flesh. There's no way we're going to get this done perfectly. But the idea is that we keep going, right? We keep moving forward, and we keep seeking. We keep reading His Word. We keep praying. We keep putting people in our lives that are willing to not let us go sideways, right? That are willing to tell us the truth when we need to hear it. But I am forever grateful that God met me right where I was, or I wouldn't be here. And brother, He's waiting to meet you. He's standing right next to you right now. He's just waiting for you to open your eyes, open your ears, open your heart, extend your hand and receive what He has to offer. It's free, bro. You ain't got to do nothing for it. Once you start pursuing Him, things begin to change. And slowly, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. For me, it's been rather slow. I've seen some of my friends got washed white as snow instantly. That didn't happen to me, man. It's been a process, right? I've seen in the community that God has placed me that God healed cancer in men who didn't know Him. He met them right where they were, and He healed them. Only God can do that, right? It's amazing. He is an awesome God. And I will go anywhere He tells me to go. I will do whatever He tells me to do. That's not to say sometimes I'm a little bit scared of what He's going to have me do, because I'm human, right? I sometimes think I'm not qualified, but He sets it all up and He makes it happen. So I had yesterday was Sunday, right? We had a church day all day, and I witnessed God meet one person after another right where they were. It was amazing. So that's the message, man. Right where you are. Brother, that's where God's going to meet you. Right where you are. All right, man. I love you guys. Have a great day.